Hello. This is only half of my summer TBR. Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm doing a summer TBR for 2024. These are all the books that I want to read. Sound good? Okay, let's go for it. Most of the books I have that are physical copies are literary fiction. Romance and thrillers mostly are mostly digital copies because I just prefer to read them on my Kindle. Don't ask me why. But yeah, so I guess I'll start off my romance because I'm actually almost done with these two books. I've been out of school for about 2 weeks now, so it's kind of already summer for me. That's why I've gone through these books. But I'm reading A Love Song for Rickie Wilde by Tia Williams, and I also have Funny Story by Emily Henry. I love both of these books so much, and these are my two favorite authors. So yeah, I'm sure you've heard a lot about Funny Story. If you're watching this, you're probably an avid reader. You definitely know a lot about Funny Story, but basically the premise is Miles and Daphne are roommates because Daphne's engagement was broken off, and she moved in with her ex-fiance's new fiance's ex-boyfriend, Miles, because she had no place to go. And it's about their love story, and I literally have 20 pages left. And then this is like a Harlem love story following Rickie Wilde, and I always want to say Elton, but his name is Ezra, and they are like fated lovers, but there's kind of like a curse on their love, and that's kind of all I'll get into. But it is so good, and I love T. Williams' writing. I just really have not been able to sit down and like fully absorb it, so I can't wait till I finish this one. I'm like 3/4 of the way done basically. And yeah, I read it starting at the beginning of the semester, put it down because of school, but now I'm picking it back up, and like I'm still in love with it. So yeah, the next two books I have are thrillers. This one is End of Story by AJ Finn. I've seen a lot of AJ Finn's books on the shelves at Barnes & Noble, but I came across this one when I was at Galignani the other day because I'm in France, so I have to go to like English bookstores if I want to find a book to read, and it sounded interesting. I also have a thing for tall books, especially when it comes to thrillers, because if the chapter's short and the book is tall, the chapters are like literally a page long, which doesn't bother most people, but for me, I love when chapters are short, and they're even shorter when the book is taller. And it just makes my day. I don't know what it is. I feel like I can start and stop reading more, and it encourages me to read more. And I'm like, okay, I can get to the stopping point at the end of this chapter, and I can go do something else and pick up the book and read a couple pages and feel like I've accomplished something. It's all psychological. But I literally don't even know. I can't remember what this is about. I read it in the store yesterday. Okay, so it's about this mystery novelist that invites his friend or correspondent, who's an expert detective in fiction, to his mansion, and they begin to unravel the mystery novelist's life, I guess kind of through the eyes of the wife and the daughter. And the mystery novelist himself is kind of a mystery and maybe a murder. Because 2 decades ago his wife and son went missing, and the case was never solved. And it says when a body resurfaces in the family's garden, they'll all realize the past isn't buried, it's waiting. That sounds so good, and I've heard a lot of good things about this author, so why not? Next I have Every Time I Go on Vacation, Someone Dies by Catherine Mack. This just sounded so super cute. This is also about an author. She writes, no. Well, first it says 10 days, 8 suspects, 6 cities, 5 authors, 3 bodies, 1 trip to die for. I keep doing this, so sorry about that. Oh yeah, it's about another author. She's an author of Vacation Mystery Series. She's on a book tour along the Amalfi Coast, which is lit. And she finds life imitating art when her ex-boyfriend is targeted by a killer. Hello? Sounds so fun. What intrigued me to pick up this book was the footnotes at the bottom, because some of the pages have footnotes. I just kind of was intrigued by the format of it, and I was like, oh, the premise sounds good. And I've never really read a mystery novel where you have like the footnote at the bottom where you're getting the characters like inner thoughts, and it just seems so cool. Like you're kind of like looking at the evidence the same way she is. Like here, I'll show you an example of the page. I have no idea what this means. I'm just going to show you. Hopefully it's not a spoiler, because I'm not even going to really look, but like you can see certain things, and it goes back and forth between present day, I think, and not the past, but the book she wrote about the murder or the potential murder that is gonna happen. Love it. And I also love this cover. It's so cute. So yeah, I got this because why not? Seems like a fun summer beach read. Don't know if I'll hit the Amalfi Coast while I'm on this trip, but it'd be nice to read in Italy if I do decide to go. Haven't decided yet. The next few books are all literary fiction, and then I'll wrap up with new releases I'm excited to read this summer, and other books that I just don't have physically with me. The first one is Bonjour, a French classic, and this is actually one of my friend's like favorite books. No, this is one of my friend's favorite books. It's A Spy in the House of Love, and so I picked up these two, and I was like, I'm gonna give them a chance. This one I know is what is that, like a coming of age story. It's really short. Figured I would read it because yeah. And then this one, I'm not even really too sure what it's about anymore. I've read it, the back of it, like 80 times, and I don't know why I can't commit it to memory. No way, is it non-fiction? No, it's fiction, right? I don't know, but I can't wait to read it. Next I have Miss Ice Sandwich. I love Japanese fiction, Japanese literature, so I picked up the small one so it could be like a little beach read. I could read it for the day, but it's about a little boy that is obsessed with the beauty of the woman that works behind the counter at the sandwich store. So I guess we just kind of follow that throughout this story and their interactions. I'm not quite too sure, but I think, did I read a book by this author? Nope, this is the author of Breast and Eggs. I want to read Breast and Eggs, but I want to know if I like their writing style, so I picked up the small book first just in case, or just so I could see. Next I have Exciting Times. Yeah, I've talked about this book in my previous video. I really won't go into depth about it. I think what makes this kind of like a fun summer read is like the wittiness in the writing and the dry humor that really comes through. I love reading books like that. I have 2 more books on this list that are similar. Actually, let's do both. The Happy Couple by the same author. These 2 books have been on my TBR for quite some time. I started reading this a little bit, like a few pages, and I already really like it, so I'm excited to read both of these. This was also recommended by one of my friends, so yeah. And the contrast of these 2 covers, I love it. They're both so simple, yet they work. Next I have Interesting Facts About Space. I'm gonna literally read the back to you. Wait, no, I'm lying. Enid is many things. Lesbian, serial dater, deaf in one ear, space obsessive, true crime fanatic. When she's not listening to Grizzly Murder podcasts, she's managing her crippling phobia of bald people and trying hard not to think about her mortifying teenage years. So funny. And like I mentioned this in the last video that I've read the first chapter like probably 5 times already because I've been trying to get into this book. I just need to sit down and like get past the first chapter, but it is funny. Like I enjoy it. She runs into a bald person and Loki is having a panic attack, and I love that so much. I mean, I don't love the panic attack, but it's kind of funny. Like a phobia of bald people. I love bald people and their shiny domes. Anyway, I love characters like that. Like I love reading about characters that are just so quirky and unique. And then next I have the Kamogawa Food Detectives. This is about a father-daughter duo that can kind of craft up any dish that will bring back memories from their customers' past. So yeah, sounds interesting. This is one of my most anticipated reads for 2024, so I'm excited to get to this one. Same with the next book. Welcome to the Hyunam-Dong Bookshop. I'm the worst. I am the worst. But this one was on my list for a while because I read a book, and I talk about this book in every single video, but it's the Days in the Morikashi Bookshop. I can't remember. That's one of my favorite books. The way I don't know how to pronounce it is so tragic, but this kind of sounded like a similar premise, so I wanted to give it a shot, and I got it as soon as it came out, so I cannot wait to read it. I'm literally so hyped. I just need to get into it. The guy I was sitting next to on the plane had this book, and he read like 30 pages and then went to sleep. So I'm like, I'm hoping it's not boring. I don't know. I need to pick it up and like really give it a shot. So yeah. Next I have Big Swiss. This book is so freaking funny. I am like 40 pages into this book, and I put it down because I was in the middle of finals in December, and then I left the book at home. But I've been wanting this cover anyway because this is the UK cover, and when I first heard about this book, I only saw the UK cover, and then I got the US cover, which is not bad by any means, but I just love this one so much more. Like I just think it's so cute, so I ended up getting it anyway, and I have a feeling I'm just gonna read it while I'm here. Even though I was annotating the hardcover that I have at home, I'll probably end up reading this one. But yeah, it's about Greta. Yes, it is about Greta. It's about Greta, who is a transcriber for a therapist. I think it's a sex therapist in this small town, and apparently everybody goes to this therapist, not just for sex therapy but for a lot of different things. And she kind of becomes obsessed with one of the characters, not one of the characters, with one of the patients, O-M, and oh my god, Lord have mercy, she nicknames that patient Big Swiss, and becomes obsessed with like her story and stalking her. But it's kind of funny to me because she has to listen to the sessions in order to transcribe them. So when she's out in public in the small town, she actually knows the patients because she can recognize their voices. And there are a couple of funny moments in this, but I love the wittiness in this book, and the dry humor is just so good. So yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna fly through this book. And I really want this to be like my next beach read. I keep saying that, but honestly I don't know. It's definitely between these two in terms of beach reads, I think. No, I have one more contender. Actually, I have one more contender. Next I think it's called Saha. Yeah, Saha. I'm not quite too sure what this is about. This is a country called Town. A young doctor named Sue is found dead in an abandoned car. There's only one place the police intend to look for her suspected killer, Saha. Town is the richest nation in the world. La 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 la. So those that aren't considered citizens live on the Saha estates. And one of the lowlifes from that area becomes a suspect, but he ends up disappearing. So that kind of makes it more complicated. Who knows? I kind of like briefly skimmed the back, and honestly I've gotten away from reading the backs of books. I just like going into them blind. So yeah, the cover, I'm not gonna lie, intrigued me a bit, but I was looking for kind of like a murder mystery vibe, and it seems like that's what I'm gonna get with this. So that's also part of the reason why I picked it up. Last physical book that I have, yeah, this is the last physical book that I have. It's called I Hope This Finds You Well, and this is the third contender for my beach read. So this is about, I think, Jolene. Yeah, this is about Jolene. She's kind of a, como se dice, fuck up. She has anxiety, she's depressed, she hates her coworkers, say less. And there's a catastrophic IT mess up that grants her access to all her coworkers' emails, and she starts getting super engrossed in their personal lives, and I think eventually she starts struggling with separating their personal lives and their work lives because she knows way too much about both. And it just sounded so intriguing. Again, someone says this is darkly funny. I don't know who Emma Gannon is, but love her little shout out. And the cover itself is just so perfect. You have her like laying here, and on the back it says notes and trash. I don't know, I'm also a cover girl, so I love analyzing covers, but this stood out to me, and I was like, let me read the back of it. And it just seems like it's right up my alley. Like, I'm literally so excited. You get to read some of the emails, like in the text, like you have the conversations between these people. I'm obsessed. I'm already obsessed. I hope this lives up to my expectations. This honestly might be my next read. Like, I'm genuinely so excited to read it. So that's it for physical books. Now I'm gonna move on to the books that I want to read that are coming out this summer. And to be so honest with you, I don't know a lot about all of these. So, okay. First up, I have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. That comes out in June, and I'm so excited for that. I also really need to read Bride. I know it's not Halloween, but I did download the book when it came out, so I feel like I should read it. I forgot that I did that. I thought I only downloaded the sample. I think I accidentally bought it somehow. So yeah, those are two books that I want to read by her. Next, I also really want to read, oh, you know what? I feel like her book is coming out soon. Am I wrong? You know what? I don't think her book is coming out as soon as I thought it was. But I was gonna say Lucy Foley's new book, The Midnight Feast, as like another little beach read, but I feel like that's coming out in the fall. It gives me fall vibes, so I'm gonna scratch that. Who's next? There's another book. Oh, Lauren Asher's new book. Love Redesign? No. Am I tripping? No, this is Love Unwritten that's coming out. I loved Love Redesign, and I'm excited for Love Unwritten. I might also read This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I've never read anything by her, but I'm kind of down to try. I think it might have been because her first series was YA, and I don't know why. I can only really read YA mystery and fantasy, but like not like romance or fiction. I feel like it's just so juvenile, and my brain, I just can't, because I'm an adult. So it's like, unless it's like cutesy fluffy. I just don't have the heart, the time, the brain, the willpower to read a YA romance. It also depends on the author. Some authors can do it really well, some can't. So what is next? I feel like there's another book I want to read. Oh, I definitely want to read People We Meet on Vacation. I might go ahead and download it on my Kindle, but I don't have the physical book with me because I left it in my apartment. It's not even at home. It's all the way in New York. So I really wanted to read that this summer because it's the last book of Emily Henry's that I haven't read yet. So I'm really excited. I also might cave and buy the UK edition, which is You and Me on Vacation. But yeah, I'm excited. So that is it for my summer TBR. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe. I'll probably do a summer reading wrap up. And yeah, I'll see you when I see ya.